Lettering videos is one of the best ways to grow on Instagram, and if you're curious to know how I film my lettering videos just by using a smartphone, then keep watching this video. I just hit the phone on the table. Hi everyone, I'm Gadis of Made by Mutiara and welcome back to my lettering channel. On this channel, I like to make lettering videos, but I also like to share some tips with you about how you can grow on Instagram, and one of those ways is with lettering videos. There are actually many ways to grow on Instagram, not just lettering videos, but if you are interested to know what are the things that you need, what are the settings that you need to take note of, then this video is for you. And if you watch until the end of the video, I'm going to share with you some tips about how you can get started with lettering videos if you've not done one before. What do you need to do lettering videos? So to film my lettering videos, I use my Samsung S10e. You can use whatever phone you have. And to record, this is a gooseneck stand that I have clipped to the window, because if I clip it to the table, what happens is that if I shake it just a little bit, there's a lot of movements that might affect the footage. So if possible, try to clip the gooseneck phone holder to a separate surface like a windowsill or another table, or if you have a shelf, like if you can imagine a shelf that is stable enough to hold the weight, then you can have it clipped there and looking down onto your lettering piece. So I love using this gooseneck holder because I can easily adjust the camera angle. Whether I want to do overhead shots or I want to do angled shots from the side, I can just bend the arm and get it to where I want to place it. What I also like to do is that instead of clamping in the middle of the phone, I want to be able to see what I'm recording. So what I do is clamp at the very top of the phone, but what that does is that it becomes quite unbalanced and falls very easily. So one trick that I do is to use two elastic bands to keep the phone in place, just like this. And the next thing you need to make a really good lettering video is your lighting. So I'm quite fortunate that my working space is right in front of the window, and that means I do get quite good natural light. But you know, sometimes the sky doesn't cooperate, the clouds want to come out and say hello, and I'm like, excuse me, I want to film something today. That's when I don't really get good natural light, or you know, when it's nighttime. So when it's nighttime, I use one of these desk lamps to help me brighten up the lettering piece itself. And this is good because there are many different levels to how bright you want it to be. At the same time, it's up to you if you want to use like white light, yellow, and stuff like that. So the one I use is this one, and it does do the job if you were to record from this angle and you're recording. But can you see, like, there's a circle of glare here? So that means I find the light to be a bit too concentrated, and sometimes when you paint, you get that very glaring light. So what I do is to put this here. This is just from tracing paper, and I will actually place it around the light itself so that it helps to diffuse the light, so that this, I don't know if it's obvious, but I feel like it's not as concentrated as it should be and doesn't have such a glaring reflection if you're doing a lettering. So this is something that you can do also. But sometimes, depending on how big my lettering piece is, this light will not be sufficient. So what I have are two studio table lamps, so you can actually see it becomes significantly brighter. So I'm just gonna switch off this one. So one thing you can do is to put some sort of white boards to actually help you reflect the light off this side, and it actually makes it brighter, and you actually have less of a shadow happening when you are doing lettering. I have an extra whiteboard here, and I will place it on the top. I don't know, I just feel like it does make it brighter when I'm doing my lettering. So it's up to you if you want to use one light source or two light source. I'm going to show you how I use two light sources. So it's really dark and stormy outside. It's only about 1 PM today. So clearly lighting isn't ideal for recording or lettering. I have my handy lights here to illuminate the piece that I'm taking a photo of today. So So that's one side. So usually I just adjust the positioning of the lamps depending on where I put my camera. So if I'm taking a piece from the top, if I feel like one side is not bright enough and stuff like that, I'll usually just move the light accordingly. So even though it looks okay here, I might have to move it a bit. I would want to say thank you to Amanda for recommending me these lights because I saw how bright her pieces were and I wanted to like, hey, I want the same bright thing. It is a good investment because I also use it for product photography where I'm taking photos of stickers and I want to show the reflectiveness, the mattness, so that's what I use. So yeah. So now you have your phone at the right angle, the lighting is on point. What is the best angle to film your lettering video? Opposite where your master hand is. So if you are right-handed, you want to film and have your light source coming in from the left. And if you're left-handed, you want the light source and the angle to coming in from the right. But you cannot press the record button yet. You need to check whether your settings are set to the right settings. English. So one of the videos that I do on my Instagram are time-lapse process videos. So what I do is to select the hyperlapse option on my phone and then choose the speed setting that is to ×8 or ×16. And it depends on how long the piece is. After that, you want to make sure that you set the focus on your phone. So what you do is to do a long press on the screen, and then you'll see that it tells you that the AF or AE focus is on. So what happens when you don't set the focus before you press the record button? It's gonna look something like this, where the lighting keeps changing because the camera keeps trying to change its focus. So what you want to do is to make sure you set the focus in the middle of the camera. Let's sip some dalgona before we continue, hold on. Okay, so next, how do you want to make sure that you don't go out of the frame? Because this is something that I had a lot of trouble with in the beginning. That's why I would suggest to you to turn on the grids on your phone. And if you actually have a square grid function available, that would be the best option. And you don't have to do this, but what I do is to just measure out a square on my phone and then I mark it out on my phone with tape, or I actually even use a post-it. I cut this out and then I paste it on the screen, and I just want to make sure that, okay, this is the top, this is the bottom, don't go out of these lines. That's something you can do, but of course you don't have to, but I just share with you.
But what about using the one-to-one setting?
Don't do this. Just film in portrait mode, okay? Because there are many times where I have filmed my piece and sometimes I never clamp properly. It starts to lean down. Like take a look here. Okay? So can you see how the entire piece is shifting? So luckily, I film it in vertical because then I can just edit the piece to make it look like it's in the middle. But if I had not, then I have completely wasted my time filming in the first place. So that's why I don't use the ratio 1:1 setting for filming. And this is also the reason why I use 2 elastic bands instead of 1. Okay, that video that you just saw was the result of me just using 1 because I overconfident. I'm like, yeah, I can 1 very strong. No, like, use 2, use 3 also if you want. And also, I don't know why I'm standing here, but I just want to give you a bit of space. But if you film in portrait mode, that means that the footage that you take for Instagram, you can also repurpose it for other social media platforms like Pinterest or TikTok. So that's generally how I do the filming of my lettering videos. There are actually many different ways to do it, but my advice to anyone who is new to doing lettering videos is to just start. You need to try it for yourself to see what works for you. And this is a result of me trying many different times, trying to realize what works, what looks best, what doesn't look best. If you don't have a gooseneck holder at home and you can't afford to get one, look around your house. There are many things that you can use to hold your phone at an angle, which of course that means you have to be a bit more careful, but it still works in terms of giving you a good angle to show your lettering. And trust me when I say your first video will not be your best video, but if it is, then good for you. But if it's not, it's normal. Even my first video, it was lousy. It was even when I look at it, I'm like, nice meh. And if you're interested to see my thought process back then about how to do lettering videos, there's actually a vlog that you can watch. I did studio vlogs last year when I moved here in the US, so if you're interested, you can go and watch that one. And to finish up all the points that I have shared with you in this video, please know that filming is only half the equation. I still edit my videos because even though yes, I do have good lighting, I have lights that help me, doing a bit of edits can help to enhance the way the viewer experiences your video. So I'll be covering that in another video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and also press the bell to be notified when I upload a new video. But in case you are curious to know what app you should use to edit your lettering videos, I would suggest using the InShot app. Even the free version has a lot of different features that you can use and make your videos. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope this has been helpful to you if you are new to doing lettering videos. I'm saying lettering videos a lot, I know, but that's the point of this video, right? Let me know down in the comments below if you have any sort of questions, and I will try my best to reply to you or cover it in a video in the future. Press the like button and share this video if you know anyone who is looking for something that can help them to start making lettering videos. And if you do make your first lettering video, I want you to tag me on Instagram at Made by Mutiara so that I can see what your first video looks like. And if you have time after this, why not watch some of my other videos and you can also learn something new. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Let's finish the dalgona. Have you all tried dalgona yet? This is not the best drink in the world.